Okay, I do believe that I am streaming now. Look at my thing, look at my thing. It is loaded. Gotta look for that link. So, let's look for that link. By the way, while we are at it, if you look over at the track, you can see a couple people in what are the carts that will actually be presented to the public area at the Track Loans track for fans to drive in the meanwhile of when races are going on. That'll be cool. So a little public lane right there. Find the link to this video. We got the link, so we're now going to set up the announcements. Let's see if I can get the thing. Okay, so the links are posted, so I'm gonna... Okay. So now that everything is in order, we should be good to go about our first class here, which will be Touge Development's Renault Clio V6 Autocross event, actually, which will be taking place on Sunday at about 3 p.m. USPST, or if you live in the East Coast, that would be 6 p.m. EST. These are running about 250 horsepower, lightweight, a little quirky, a little peppy. Definitely will be at the bottom of the barrel for today's, or for the event overall, although it will still be a great event to watch, and more than likely compete in. I believe getting to the event, which will be in the Touge development server, will be a reasonably easy thing to do. The community is great, everything is chill. I sincerely apologize, I need a second there. So that should just about be everything for the Touge Development Autocross event. Mostly a time attack event overall. Guys, and we will be moving on to our next class presented by Eris Netta. Let me give her a teleport. Up here anyways. First, now you can present yourself and the car.
So, hello everyone. This is the Renault Clio V6 that Touge Development will be running for Patriot Grand Prix. I'm not very sure if this is exactly the exact same model, but this is the car we're going to be running. It's going to be an autocross event. Much more information I don't really know. But it's going to be autocross situated in the parking lot of Caplan's, near where the oval is. And I'm sure it's going to be fun.
What about the Mids car race? If you could present that one, please.
Oh, car. Yeah, give me a moment. These are the MITS cars. They're tuned up Mazda MX-5s. More specifically, they're the 1.8 liter variant. They will be running a race as well on Patriot Grand Prix. these cars are currently in a testing phase because we haven't exactly been able to get a proper race going to be able to properly iron out the setups and all of that. But we can hope that for this time around, we're going to be able to get a good amount of people at least trying out the car so we can make the necessary adjustments to make them as fun as we can. We had one test race. It went pretty well. The racing was fine. Battles were close, honestly. And I'm sure that it's going to be the same here with track loans. It's a bit of a challenging course for these cars because of the steep uphill. The cars are going to need to be able to go fast through there, as well as everywhere else. It's going to be mostly a battle of who can take the best line and who can manage their throttle and braking the best. Mostly a battle of just strategy. Not pitch strategy, but racecraft, really. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the first.
Alright, and then moving on to the 650S of the SLC GTI series. That is actually by chance Eric's not a 650S, although I'll try my best to present this one. There might be a couple things I think you've done to it that make it a little different than normal ones, mainly with cosmetics. Really love the wrap you've done to this car. It is powered by 550 horsepower V8, although you see many different themes among the field, ranging from numerous different types of engines and, of course, different types of cars. That's one of the things I love about the GTI. It's actually the one class in the entire schedule, I think, with the exception of specialty events, which we'll get to in just a moment, that is not a spec series. So you'll see a bunch of different cars that drive a little bit different, although overall everything is close. The competition has seen some intense races, and actually last time they raced at track alones, there was about 27 lead changes between 3 different drivers. Maybe this time we'll see more. That race will also happen at 12 p.m. USPST or 3 p.m. EST. If you go over 2 hours later, that'll actually be the MITS cars, which is what we gave the term for these. And moving on to my personal favorite class, one I actually made myself, although I wouldn't say it's quite the greatest today or this coming event, it would be the ROTS mods. Powered by 550 horsepower V8 and modified for doing both road courses, ovals, and just about anything you can slap them on. These things are absolute monsters in just about any sort of way you can put them. They don't do dirt ovals, but they do just about everything else you can put them onto. And this one specifically is actually a very special version, modified for promotional reasons, although this time around, because of the specialty of the event, they are running the special cars, which run a much higher downforce setup. They just are better in almost every way. And aesthetically, I mean, just look at those lights. This thing is a lovely little thing here. This will take place also as the first event of the entire ordeal at 7 p.m. on Friday. 7 p.m. USPST, specifically, or 10 p.m. if you live in the East Coast. God bless if you can stay up that late. But it is worth it. I do promise you. And moving up to the late models, I don't know if the guy is here, so I'm going to look really briefly, see if Random is here. If not, I will try my best. Oh, it's not appear that he is here, so I will go ahead and promote it for him. As you can see, this is the dirt late model by the DNR series. Random Boy made this thing. It is badass, it's bad to the bone, it's rad, you name it, this thing is it. It'll be running, I believe, a 50-lap main event, and it'll run on a slightly different format, on a slightly different track than the rest of them, with the exception, of course, of the Clio. This and the sprint car, which I'll get to in just a second, will be running on the 1/3 mile big oval, which was an asphalt oval. It actually will be after this summer. Once again. But for the duration, there has been dirt covering the track. And there's already been one test race, which, albeit it was not exactly the smoothest race, it was still a great race nonetheless with tank chassis cars. These are both H chassis, by the way. So, very niche, very unique form of road racing. And I believe they're about the biggest that they are going to be with H chassis. So these are cool. I believe it'll be a 10 car A main. And moving up, which I have confirmed is a 10 car A main which will either be taken by Lemon Bucket 45 or myself. I'll be checking on him. I'll be it's too early for Lemon, so I'll try my best to handle it for him. In another series, USSC United States Sprint Car Championship, driven by Isaiah Vasquez. This is the number 83 sprint car of the series. And these things, I tell you, they are one of the most badass things you ever see on a dirt oval. They're very quick. Don't know how much horsepower this one has specifically, but it is certainly a high number. And I would argue this is much harder to drive than those late models. Those late models, they're quick, they're easy to drive, and that's what the beauty of them is. But this one is a true driver's challenge. This one, from my personal experience, I've noticed runs much looser and tends to require a lot more adjustments as you're driving. But that's an okay thing. That just shows that the drivers in the series, if they could handle enough of these to win, then the guys in that series that are winning are some of the best drivers you ever see out there. And these two will also, by the way, be racing. These guys I confirmed will be with Lemon Bucket will be racing on 5:30 p.m. USPST or 8:30 EST. I have not checked for sure with them. I will actually upload or I'll adjust the link once I get that confirmation. But in the meanwhile, I would assume this is probably going to be before 4 p.m. USPST. This is 5:30. So, moving on to one of our first of 3 historic races on Saturday night. We'll go over to, I believe his name is Alice. Alice, if you might as well go ahead. Let me teleport you.
Yes, please. Hello.
What is your user, by the way?
Bluefire267. I'm the red guy.
Blue Fire, red suit. I like it.
Yeah, thanks. It's my street racing team. Anyway, so we are WTRC, and we're doing a Formula 60s race. We're going to be racing with, obviously, 1967 cars. Yeah, they're really fun to play with. Recently, we also have done, I think it was Season 2. We're currently on Season 3, but Season 2 was 1950s, and now we're moving on to 1960s. We offer good bits of tuning through the HSE script, and we're happy to take in new members or teams.
Would like to help with that. You can see the link is WTRC. If you look down in the description, you'll see the link for the series. This will be running, I believe, at, if I check the times or quickly, let me check those times. I believe it was 4 p.m. on Saturday, but I'll check just in case. It was 4 p.m., I was right, Saturday. So these things are a joy. They're very quick, very fast. Not the fastest, of course, but they are one of the most challenging cars to drive, and this is also one of the cars from the golden days of F1, as some would say. And because Nico's not here, I will do my best to promote this one. This was actually the initial plan for the historic race, and I'll explain this little Group C car in a second, but we'll get over to the IMSA GTO. You see, this is, I believe, a 750 horsepower monster of a car, which is a 370Z. It appears I messed up a little bit with the lights there. Pretend that doesn't exist. You didn't see that. This actually is not the specific car that was racing. This is from another friend of mine, Renault. We're currently trying to work out the cars. They will be ready by race time. Don't worry. There will likely be less drivers than this, and this will be racing on a Saturday. But overall, I love this series. But the cool thing about this and that, these two series, or these two events, not really series, are parts of the SLC as a special event class, is that they're invitational races. In order to enter, you have to show that you're a relatively skilled driver. And this doesn't mean that you can't enter yet, or that you can't enter anymore. We are still looking for a few more drivers. And how it's going to work for the drivers that are invited, usually they're invited, they show off if they're capable. If we've not invited them yet, you can come up to us, and we'll, mainly I'm talking about myself, Kukoa8966 on Discord, or RoboMace on Roblox, although I do prefer if you use Discord to contact me. That's my best way to get contact. These will both be great to drive, but if you want to get into it, check out with me, prove yourself, and you get a choice if I have approved you, between 2 IMSA GTOs and 2 Group C cars. And I'll get to those Group C cars in just a second. But there's a few less GTO cars than Group Cs, so that's why they're running on a Saturday. Because what we checked with all the drivers, there's more drivers on Sunday. But the Saturday race is still a fantastic event, and it is very much so patriotic. After all, that is the theme of the event. But coming on to the Sunday, with probably one of the most exciting races that will come to this weekend, albeit not really a race for seriousness, rather a race for fun, on Sunday at 10 a.m., where this is also on Saturday at 10 a.m., is the Group C/GTP Historic Race. Similarly, it's obviously Group C cars. You've seen them how they were last year. These are some of the most magnificent machines. And this one we do have ready. This is actually the 77B, and we've got new engine sounds for it. It sounds amazing. No one has chosen it yet, so that is open. No, not a single driver. We've gotten like 14 entrants. Not one has requested a 77B, so if you are interested, this is the car. These are great cars. Last year's race went okay. Could have went better, but we did have some issues with robots, although we'll make sure this time that things go a lot smoother. This will be the main event. You'll see great drivers from all around the road racing community, from rally, GT racing, stock car racing, you name it. With these 2 events, you're going to see the top dogs. So even if you're not racing, it will be a spectacle to watch. So I do highly recommend you guys go there to watch that. Again, these are all the classes. I'll go by them time by time from first to last. Again, starting the whole event at 7 p.m. USPST, July 1st, is the Rotsmods. Coming at the next race on Saturday morning, will be IMSA GTO. And then the third race will be SLC GTI. Then it'll be Mid's car. And then that evening, we'll have the 1960s F1 car. And then the next day on Sunday, I believe it's going to start off with none other than the Group C event. So again, make sure to go to that one. That one will be absolutely amazing. You cannot miss it. And the Autocross event, which will be fun to do and pretty easy to join. Then on July 4th, the main event, in a sense, for the event being on July 4th, Patriot Day, or Independence Day, as you might say, is both DNR late models, and to finish it off, USSC sprint cars. So that should be everything, folks. If you'd like to hit a like or share this around, I would appreciate if you guys would to share this around, get this event out. Would help greatly. We're trying to get as many entrants as we can, trying to fill up the fields. And most of these fields are very easy to join, especially WTRC needs a lot of people, as well as Touge Development. Mid's car needs drivers. These guys, the Rotsmods GTI, we aren't full by any means. We do have drivers, but we're not full, so that would be awesome. Both these series are fantastic, by the way. These guys have a lot of racers, although they could still use more. And of course, for the top guys, we need you. We need y'all. And that should be enough for this little short video here. Thank you all for watching. That should set everything up.